I called the fake news the enemy of the people, and they are. They are the enemy of the people. Because they have no sources, they just make them up when there are none. They're very dishonest people. In fact, in covering my comments, the dishonest media did not explain that I called the fake news the enemy of the people, the fake news. They dropped off the word fake.
All right, President Trump continued to rail against the media. He spent 12 minutes opening his remarks today to CPAC doing just that. But to hear my next guest tell, it's not just in this country, it's a worldwide phenomenon. Nigel Farage joining us right now and says that he's seen it where he is. He's speaking to CPAC as well. But Nigel, that this is part of a global sort of a press that's not too keen on a conservative movement, huh?
Oh, that's absolutely right. In fact, I addressed the other day in Copenhagen the 28 biggest broadcasters from all the European Union member states, and they're all behaving like many American broadcasters. They're just not. They're simply not prepared to accept that Brexit happened, that Trump happened. They kind of want to turn the clock back, and what they don't realize is they're losing viewers, they're losing listeners, they are losing this battle big time. And I'm pleased that the president is not afraid to stand up to them.
Do you ever think, though, there's a diminishing return, though, Nigel? Whatever your views and all that, you just say, the hell with them. I'm going to keep doing my thing. I'm going to keep focusing on stuff that will really rattle that same media. My success and my accomplishments will speak for themselves. People will feel it, see it, know it, and these media guys will have to just deal with it.
Yeah, no, I do buy into that. I think he probably has said it enough now. There is nobody living in America that is confused about what Trump thinks of fake news and certain media organizations. And you're right. You know, I mean, the most powerful things that Trump said today were where he basically said, look, I made you a series of promises in this campaign. I intend to implement them. And if you think about it, we've all lost faith in politicians because we feel they lie to us in elections. Here's a man who's putting it into place. And I think for democracy, that's very refreshing indeed.
You know, it's hard to extrapolate from polls that change and get updated, but we are noticing in France, Le Pen continues to make inroads here, and there does seem to be a sense that, you know, this conservative onslaught, populist wave, whatever you want to call it, will continue. Or how much does it depend on the success that President Trump has?
Oh, it matters. I mean, it matters how Trump does. It matters how the Brexit process is seen to be. But look, I'm in no doubt. I think that 2016 was a global political revolution, and it wasn't the end. It's the beginning. And that revolution will roll out across Europe this year. Do you know, I'll tell you something. Even if Le Pen doesn't win, what she will do is shift the centre of gravity in terms of the whole European debate, the migration debate in France. This is not over by a long, long way. You're going to see many more big conservative victories over the next few years.
Just your thoughts, finally, on this issue of tax cuts here, very big in this country, might get delayed, but they're not going to be denied. How integral is that to this conservative wave, not only disentangling government, but disentangling taxes?
Well, you know, it has always been basic, fundamental conservative philosophy, you know, to try and tax people as little as you possibly can. And that applies to the individual. But I think the really big win here is that there's something like $2.5 trillion of US company profits sitting in accounts, bank accounts all over the world doing nothing. And if Trump can get the corporate tax rate down to a reasonable level, then the opportunities for vast sums of money to come back into America, to create more jobs and maybe to help with infrastructure too, that I think is an absolute win-win.
All right. Thank you very much, my friend. It's always good seeing you. Nigel Farage, he's a rock star at CPAC.